For over a decade, the number of registered officials for Michigan high school sports has been on the decline. In part one of Saving Stripes, I take a closer look at the surging MHSAA referee shortage and those at the center of it. They are one of the most important parts of any sporting event. But the demand for high school officials across the country, and especially here in Michigan, is higher than ever.
Especially with the impact that COVID has had, they are seeing it everywhere. Metro areas, both in Grand Rapids, Detroit, Kalamazoo, Northern Michigan, Cadillac, Traverse City, certainly in our UP areas, we are hurting, and it's becoming more and more difficult to fill a full schedule with officials.
After a major dip in 2020 due to the pandemic, referee levels did bounce back, but the overall decreasing numbers are nearing critical. In 2009, there were nearly 13,000 registered MHSAA officials. Since then, that total has fallen to just under 8,000.
I am really concerned. I have young kids. I'm concerned that when they get to high school that they're not going to be able to play games, that they're just going to be, as we call them, scrimmages. Because if you don't have officials, it's not a legal game and it becomes scrimmages.
There have been times where we haven't been able to schedule games and those kids lose that opportunity. It's the kids that really suffer more than anybody.
But why such a big change over the decade? It's primarily a combination of two factors. The first is the majority of officials are simply aging out.
We have officials who are 30 and 40-year veteran officials. They're just aging out. At some point, their bodies don't work the same way that they did when they were younger.
But arguably, the most influential factor, the repeated verbal abuse from coaches, parents, and fans.
Their behavior, misconduct, it's driving folks away. It's not worth the time and effort that they put in for the amount of grief that they receive and the compensation they receive, and they're choosing to walk away.
And that comes back to, the ADs. We have to do a better job of making sure that our environment is a good environment for the officials to want to come and be at our facilities.
But for most, the negatives don't outweigh the positives, especially for the Wozniaks, a family of referees from Posen who've been wearing the stripes for generations.
There's 8 in our family, and we're a very athletic family and very close-knit, very much into community. Sportsmanship is huge. We feel that we keep the game under control. We try to anyway. We're not going to please everybody by no means.
Some of the nicest returns are when the fans or the players, they'll say, hey ref, thanks for doing this. Hey Blue, appreciate what you're doing. It means a lot.
Recruiting is ramping up, but it will take a statewide effort.
The big thing is other former officials or officials currently is trying to recruit people. That's our benefit that we've seen the past year, is actually seeing those involved in the trade, trying to recruit people to come out.
It's like, do you really want to do it? You want to give back to the community, give back to the kids. And I think that was the big thing for us.
The newest member of the Wozniak family referee crew is Scott Couture, a perfect example of hope for the future of officiating. The 29-year-old is in his first year as a registered MHSAA official.
I've already had working with an experienced crew, and obviously they're all my family, so I know them well. I want all these kids to be able to show up and not have to think, oh, their official's going to show up today. I'd say to give it a try if you're thinking about it at all. You'll never know unless you don't give it a shot.
Tune in to 9 and 10 News later this month for part 2 of Saving Stripes to hear how new officials and programs are hoping to make an impact and help reverse the trend of the shortage.